Drew Barrymore just orchestrated one of the most emotionally powerful surprise moments on daytime TV, and it wasn't about gossip or drama, it was about respect, history, and deep humanity. On a recent episode of The Drew Barrymore Show, Barrymore surprised Jennifer Aniston with a video message from Shirley MacLaine, her co-star from the 2005 film Rumor Has It, and Jennifer couldn't hold back the tears. This wasn't just a feel-good moment. It was a moment layered with decades of Hollywood history, personal vulnerability, and the kind of recognition that cuts straight to the core of what it means to build a legacy. Jennifer Aniston came into the show expecting the usual promotional interviews, light banter, perhaps a few laughs about Friends reruns or her recent projects, but Drew had been quietly preparing something much more profound. Out of nowhere, Drew introduced a pre-recorded tribute from Shirley MacLaine, a true legend of cinema. Shirley praised Jennifer's professionalism on Rumor Has It, highlighted how much she admired Jennifer's work ethic and kindness on set, and emphasized how those qualities had stayed with her all these years. In Shirley's words, Jennifer wasn't just a star. She was someone who elevated every scene she was in, who treated people with respect, who carried a strong presence behind the camera as well as in front. As Shirley's message played, Jennifer's face transformed. There was surprise, a sudden quiet, then tears welling up in her eyes. Her reaction was immediate and raw. She placed her hand over her mouth, her eyes glistening, her voice trembling when she attempted to say, "Thank you." The decorum she normally carries, the poised superstar persona, slipped for a few moments. Revealed was the person behind the fame, someone touched by kindness, someone who deeply values being seen and appreciated beyond the headlines. To appreciate why this struck such a chord, we have to go back. Rumor Has It was released in June 2005. Shirley MacLaine played a powerful presence in that film. Jennifer played a woman caught in romantic uncertainties, comedy, shame, family, past regrets, all themes that require vulnerability. At that time, Jennifer was already famous, of course, but the shift from getting known as Rachel from Friends to being taken seriously as a nuanced film actress was still happening. Shirley MacLaine, a woman whose career spans stage, film, awards, decades of reinvention, brings a wisdom that few can replicate. For Jennifer, Shirley's praise isn't just polite, it's earned, meaningful. It reminds us that Jennifer's journey hasn't been easy. The critical scrutiny, the tabloid rumors, the constant expectations that a woman in Hollywood has to be everything at once, beautiful, funny, relatable, successful, private, public, all while maintaining some sense of dignity. In that room, with cameras rolling, Jennifer let the weight of all that be felt. The audience grew silent. At home, millions watched. Social media exploded. Fans sharing clips, highlighting her tear-filled reaction, calling out how rare it is to see Jennifer Aniston let go like that, to show vulnerability in a world that often demands perfection. Some commented, "Finally she hears what we already believe about her." Others said, "This is why we love her, not just her work, but who she is behind the camera." There was praise for Drew Barrymore too. People saying this was one of her finest hosting moments, that orchestrating this surprise demonstrated not only her skill in entertainment but her genuine care for celebrity friendship and history. Jennifer, wiping away tears, stammered through, "Thank you so much," her voice betraying how much the words had landed. Not just, "thank you," but the kind of gratitude that isn't often voiced in Hollywood, where sometimes praise becomes part of the business rather than something heartfelt. Yet Shirley's praise sounded heartfelt, unscripted, generous. The response outside the studio was immediate. Clips shared by the Drew Barrymore Show went viral. Instagram Reels, TikToks, Twitter threads, all full of clips of Jennifer's reaction, fans comparing this to past emotional surprises from Jennifer's life. Award speeches, reunions, moments where she's opened up about loss, love, motherhood, career pressures. Many remarked that this moment felt different, more intimate, unguarded, and purely supportive. Let's talk about what this says about Jennifer Aniston's place in Hollywood now. After decades in the spotlight, her breakthrough in Friends in the mid-1990s, her early film successes and flops, her more recent resurgence through both film and streaming, her producing work, her advocacy. She has amassed a following that doesn't just love her for her roles but for the person she is. And yet, for all the love, there remains this tension: how to balance the public image with private self, how to keep growing even when expectations are massive, how to evolve without losing what made one beloved in the first place. Shirley's message recognized that evolution, saying she saw not just the star, but the person who shows up, works hard, treats people well, even when cameras are off. Also, consider Drew Barrymore's role. She has increasingly positioned her show not as a platform for glitzy promotions, but for moments that matter. Reunion surprises, emotional reveals, life lessons. These are becoming her signature. And in this case, she served as more than host. She became a bridge between generations of actresses, between the early days of Jennifer's career and her season present. The tearful moment also opens up conversations about how recognition in Hollywood is often delayed. Jennifer has been praised many times, of course, but sometimes recognition from one's peers, especially those with long legacies, carries a different weight. It suggests that someone who has seen the full arc, from the early years, wobbly fame, ups and downs, still sees you, still respects you, still remembers. Emotionally, this moment reminds everyone that no matter how big a star you are, affirmation matters. It reminds fans that the stories of celebrities aren't just about red carpets and box office. They're about time passing, sacrifices made, relationships built and sometimes strained, and the power of a kind word when least expected. Jennifer has had her share of moments like this before: acceptance speeches, interviews about her hardships, loss of friends, personal health, motherhood pressures, public scrutiny, but rarely have those moments come so unexpectedly, so directly, without obvious metric or promotion tied. This one felt like a gift, a genuine gesture of admiration, not a tie-in for a project, not a PR move, just kindness. There's also something beautiful about how this ties into collective nostalgia. Fans remember. Rumor has it, less for its box office numbers than for the ensemble cast, the playfulness, the contrast to Jennifer's role in Friends, her ability to carry both comedic timing and emotional vulnerability. Shirley MacLaine's involvement elevates that nostalgia, shining a light back onto a period in Jennifer's career when she was pushing beyond what people thought she could do, stretching into dramatic and comedic territory alike. And hearing praise from someone who's been in Hollywood since before many current stars were born reinforces that Jennifer's body of work is not just big, it's meaningful. And beyond sadness or tears, there's joy. Jennifer's smile laughter, the quiet laughter, the relief that comes when someone takes a moment to really see you. For viewers, this is a breathing moment, a reminder of why people follow celebrity, not for scandals, but for connection. As this airs, people are talking about legacy, about kindness, about paying respect where it's due. Many say this should be a template. More people in Jennifer's orbit, Hollywood at large, should pause and recognize one another, not just on awards night, not just in PR blurbs, but in full sincerity. In the end, Jennifer Aniston cried. Not out of sadness, but from something much deeper. From being genuinely heard, genuinely seen, genuinely praised by someone she admires. Shirley MacLaine's message, Drew Barrymore's surprise, and Jennifer's reaction will be remembered not because of tears themselves, but because of what lay behind them. The years of hard work, the moments of doubt, the perseverance, the kindness, all culminating in this one moment. This is one of those rare moments where celebrity isn't performance, it's pure. And that purity is why people keep watching. It's why we respond. Because deep down, every one of us understands what it means to want to matter, want to be appreciated for more than what we already are. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.